This is Aiden Wolf.
Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Corner of Radio. The lighting here is a little screwed up, using a different lens. You're gonna have to excuse me. You can also probably hear my furnace. You can hear every little thing that's going on in my house right now because I don't have a mixer. And the reason I don't have a mixer is because I returned my Mackie. Okay, I had the Mackie ProFX 12V2, loved it. It did great work. I loved the preamps in it. I sounded gorgeous on the thing. Couldn't have complained a bit. However, the lack of multi-tracking, which was a real big issue, was really getting in my way. I need to be able to record multiple tracks simultaneously, and I wasn't able to do that. I didn't do my homework on it, and I promise this time I actually did my homework, and I had to go in and get a bit of an upgrade. What I did get is the PreSonus StudioLive AR8 USB. This is an 8-channel mixer. It allows for me to do simultaneous multi-tracking on this thing, so I can have up to 4 microphones or 8 channels going at the same time, all on different tracks. And that's exactly what I needed. Now, there are a few problems that I do have with this to start off, but why don't we get into the unboxing first and see exactly what we have with the StudioLive AR8 USB. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Apparently these guys have better preamps than the Mackie. It's just one step up. So to give you an idea, the Mackie in Canadian was $350, and this one was $520. So about $170 difference. Ended up being an extra $250 on top of the Mackie. Well worth it if I'm able to actually record in multi-track. That is the big thing. So why don't we start busting into this and see what we got. Start tearing in here. Oh, new electronics smell. If you haven't opened up a box of electronics and just, oh, that smell is so nice. Okay, so for starters, what we have here, this is the power cable. It's gonna come in handy. Oh, by the way, these little plastic things they put on the end of power cables now, make sure you throw them in the garbage. They frickin' hurt to step on. Okay, what else do we have? This is the USB cable. Pretty straightforward. This thing's a USB 2.0, so it also has a faster upload than the Mackie does. The Mackie was a 1.1. Now, let's just start pulling this. Oh, I love it when that happens. Okay. Remember what I did with the Mackie and I dropped it? Let's try to not do that this time. Whoa. All right, what do we got here? The PreSonus owner's manual and sticker. Oh, that sticker will look nice up on my wall. All right. You don't want to come without a fight. The box is empty, and this is out of here. So, I didn't drop it this time. Look at that. That is the PreSonus StudioLive AR8 USB mixer. Now, to start out, the first thing I'm going to have to say about this, it's little. It's a lot smaller than my last Mackie. The Mackie took up a lot of room, but it was also a 12-channel. Now, the reason I didn't go with the 12-channel this time, it actually all came down to money. The StudioLive AR8 USB was about almost $200 cheaper than the 12-channel that is available. Technically, it's a 14-channel, but it's really a 12-channel. That one was about $6.99, if I recall. Now, so I made the deal with the guy when I bought this. I told him that if I'm not 100% satisfied, I'm going to return this and I'm going to pick up the 12 channel. Part of it was money, the other part is they didn't have any in stock. They could have ordered me one, but I would have waited 10 days and I wouldn't have had a mixer. So if I don't like this, and there's a few things that I might not like about it, if I don't like this, I can return this and get the 12 channel that's going to have the slight upgrades that I'm really going to want. So let's get back at it. It is small, but apparently these things pack one heck of a punch when you're recording with them. So let's find out where this is. Oh, it's just nicely taped in there. I can deal with that. Once again. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. It's like new car smell, but with electronics. I don't want to rip the bag just in case I do return it. So, what? Oh, well, there's your problem. All right. Off she goes. Perfect. Actually looks really nice. I have no problems with the aesthetics on this. It's a little flashier than the Mackie. I've got to point that out. You got the blue, you've got the white. It's flashier. I think that's the best way to put it. Now, of course, you'll notice you've got the 4 XLR inputs. You also have line instrument inputs here. You also have left and rights going here, which gives it the 3, 4, and 5, 6. And of course, you have this strip here for 7 and 8. One of the things that really sold me on the Mackie was the magic button. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It was the USB return, meaning the audio from the computer was returned and recorded. This has the same magic button. I'm really looking forward to see how this works, if I've got to actually do the mix minus on it or what's the case. Really want to see if this has the same capabilities. Of course, it is a little more expensive. You only get the 8 channels, technically only 4 XLR channels, which can be a little tough. Apparently the stereo digital effects on this are also better. The big problem, and this is the one that drives me absolutely nuts, I freaking hate knobs. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much I despise using a knob for my sound control. Or my volume control. I prefer pots. I prefer sliders. For me it works. I don't like knobs. The other reason is knobs tend to get staticky. They tend to have issues. The pots get dirty. And sliders don't tend to have that problem quite as much. Of course, you've got your volume. You've got your auxiliary. You've got, this should be your effects. Then you've got your 3-channel EQ on each mic. Then you've got your gain, of course, instrument button in case you're running instrument instead of XLR, low cut filter, and that's basically on everything. Now, if you want to see, this is the board. You can see it in all of its glory there. Okay, the front, it's pretty clean design all the way around. Okay, there are no real issues. Oh. Remove this entire label. Well, why did you put the label on? That's weird. Oh, you got to register your product. Oh. So register your product serial number. Download and install your device driver. Studio One software and owner's manual. This does come with Studio One, which is a multi-tracking software, which I've never really used. I've got a friend who has used it, and it's worked out very well for him in the past. So I'm going to give it a shot. I don't know. It comes free with it, and I've never been one to turn down free recording software. Apparently it's professional grade and it works well. But as you can see with the back, you've got your power switch, you've got your plug-in, and you've got your USB 2.0 there. How about you say we plug it in and we see how it goes, okay? I kind of want to hear this thing in action. So I'm going to be riding with my sweet Rode NT2A condenser microphone. Okay, so let's see how this thing works out. Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Corner Studios. There have been a few problems. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if you can see this. Basically right now I'm testing my RAM because as soon as I plugged in this board 24 hours ago, it's been nothing but problems. I basically lost my network card. The computer completely dropped. It completely crashed. and since then I've been trying to work out what the problem is between the board and my computer. I kind of narrowed it down to the drivers for my network card and the drivers for the board. Somehow the two don't like each other. There is absolutely nothing online about this problem, so it's been a tough go. That being said, I'm still working on it. I'm testing my RAM right now to make sure it's not the RAM. I don't have a bad RAM stick that's causing the crashes. Also updated my USB 3.0 in the back, because just in case, that 3.0s have been known to be a little unstable. And lastly, if I have nothing else, I'm going to be pulling the network card, and I'm going to be seeing if once that's out of the system, I'm still having any problems. If so, I know it's not the network card, or at least not all the network card. But to be perfectly honest, this is a really weird situation, because I've never actually had a scenario where a mixer is going to completely cripple a whole computer system. And that's what it does, literally. You plug the mixer in, and within 10 seconds, it's crashed. It does not pass go, does not collect $200. Let's see what we can do over the next 24 hours. I'll keep you updated on exactly what's going on, and let's see if we can get to figure this out and find out why this PreSonus board isn't a plug and play. Welcome back, Aiden Wolf here in Dark Corner Studios. And yes, I know you've all been waiting for that moment when finally got the PreSonus AR8 installed on my computer. And I needed to use the hand of God. That bad. Now, I don't understand if it was maybe just my computer. I think it might have been my screw up way back when I built this computer. But I'm not sure. Because when I went online and I looked for this specific problem somewhere, I didn't find it. It was nowhere to be seen. So that means it's either incredibly unique to me and I'm just the lucky bastard that got to deal with it, or it was somehow my fault. Let me try to explain. Now, when I plugged in the board, it basically shut down my computer completely within 10 seconds. We went to the blue screen of death, all that fun stuff. So I decided something wrong with the drivers. So I unplugged the board. But then I noticed I didn't have any Wi-Fi. That's a bit of a problem. My whole network card was completely disabled, and there was nothing I could do about it. Network card wasn't showing up on my device manager, nothing. So cycled the computer a couple times, plugging and unplugging the board. Then I deleted the actual driver off my computer, and all of a sudden my network card reappeared. So I figured drivers were not interacting well with the network card. That makes sense, right? Because you have a network card and you have drivers, and both are kind of going haywire. I was wrong. I flittered around with the network card for a couple days there. I pulled it, I put it back in, and I just kept getting the blue screen of death. There was nothing I could do to avoid that. And I was getting to the point where I was about to return the AR8. You know what? A great board. I've heard many great reviews, but I'm just not willing to put up with this kind of garbage. Then I gave a buddy a call. Buddy Dylan Lalonde, good friend, a little bit of a shout out. He's looked at the error code and he said, dude, this is a RAM problem. Okay, brand new computer, brand new RAM. Shouldn't be having any problems with that, but I've tried everything else. Why not? So I did a RAM test. And lo and behold, after the RAM test, everything worked. It was just that easy. And now, if you don't know, if you haven't done a RAM test, basically what it does is it tests your RAM, but at the same time, it also fixes any minor issues that it might find along the way, just to kind of put all the blocks in place to make sure everything's running fine. And yeah, once I loaded up just everything went well. So that was a good 4 days that I would really like back. However, everything's happy now. We've got everything up and running. The board, I gotta say, from my initial review of it, sounds fantastic. And that's exactly what you're hearing right now. Now, I busted out the Rode NT2A because I wanted you to hear just how crystal clear this board really is. And it's it's crystal clear. It's a beautiful sounding board. The preamps in this, now if you ever wonder what the difference is between a board that, like this one, was $530 compared to a Mackie, which was $300, yes, multi-tracking is a big one. I can multi-track up to 4 lines on this, which is very handy when you want to record 4 lines simultaneously. But the big sell is the preamps. The big sell is the sound. Now, you can hook up a great sounding mic like this Rode NT2A to a crappy mixer, and you're still going to have issues with sound quality. But if you match up a decent mic with a decent board, yeah, you're gonna see the difference almost immediately, and I'm pretty sure you can hear it in this, although I'm not monitoring how the mic is sounding right now. So let's take you over to the board. I think that's the biggest thing. Let's take a look at this board in action, okay? Here is the board. Now, it's small. That's because we're dealing with an 8-channel, more so than we are the Mackie, which was a 12-channel, which kind of breaks my heart. But I went with this because price point, and it's a little bit of overkill, because technically the PreSonus 12 is a 14-channel. And let's be quite honest, I don't think even I can justify that. And you know what? I can upgrade in the future, but I also have 30 days to return this if it's not suiting my needs. So we're going to see within 30 days. I may be doing a whole nother unboxing here. But of course, you can see the mixer is nicely lit up. It's actually quite attractive. The one thing I really hate are these knobs. I cannot stand knobs. I prefer faders. I do not like... knobs always feel cheap to me, and they always feel like you're gonna get static off them. Now, I know you can get that off faders too, but that's beside the point. I did bite the bullet on that, because generally I would have said complete no to that. But you know what? I'm willing to save $150. If there was anything else other than the faders, I probably would have gone up and gotten the AR12, it's called. But instead, I settled with this one. Now, you'll notice on this, it has a lot of the same features. Of course, you have the effects, which we will go through in a minute. You have your 4 XLR connectors. You can also have line instruments in. And of course, you have the right and left here for analog. One of the things that really appealed to me with this is the Bluetooth. That means you can connect this through Bluetooth to other instruments or other, for example, your cell phone. If you, I'm thinking you could actually run a interview off of the Bluetooth. I haven't tested it out. Stay tuned. I may do that in future. I kind of want to see what this Bluetooth will do in the long run. I have no idea. What it also has, though, it also has the USB through button, which, if you recall from the last video with Mackie, that's the magic button that allows you to basically record anything that's coming off your computer. And yeah, it's well worth a while and definitely worth picking up if you are doing podcasting, you're recording interviews over the internet. This allows you complete control over all your sound, and it puts it into a separate file for you. So you get that actual cell phone sound without having to fix all the other sound around it. You can just fix that cell phone sound. And in its own file, I don't have to tell you how nice it is to have every voice in their own file when you're doing the editing. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the other features. The SD slot here. This basically allows you to both record onto an SD. It also allows you to play back on an SD onto the main mix. Meaning if you want to put something, a backing track or something, you can actually have it in here and it's controllable for the sounds. Okay, so let's go through some of the effects. These are kind of fun, and I don't know if I can tell or not, but they kind of sound a little bit better than the Mackie. I'll let you be the judge of that. I'm not going to be using any of these, probably not anything really. As far as I'm concerned, you should be putting effects in after the recording, but they are kind of fun to play with. So let's have a listen. So this is Small Hall. Okay, so we got these sitting up a little over 50, right at the Unity basically. Okay, so let's move these. This is Bright Room. Large Club. Ooh. Plate. This is Warm Hall. That actually sounds nice. This is Large Hall. This is Studio. I don't like the feedback in that. Chamber. Chorus. With chorus, of course, you have to turn it up a bit to get the full effect. And yeah, that's chorus. Sweeping reverb. I have no idea how it's sweeping, but it's sweeping. Slap. Oh, slapback. I thought it said slap chop. Got excited. Tape echo. That's kind of cool. Short delay. Medium delay. Long delay. And spacey. So it's kind of got a delay plus a reverb. That's kind of cool. Anyways, those are the effects. Let's turn those off. Oh, for the love of God. Those are your effects for the StudioLive AR8 USB. You know what? Effects are all fun and good, and you can have a lot of fun, especially with kids. They love to hear that kind of stuff. As far as I'm concerned, you might as well put it on after the fact. Most recording programs have those effects added in, even Audition does. So you might as well wait until after the fact to add that stuff, because you have a lot more control over it, especially with the final product that's coming out. And if you're doing a podcast, you probably have no reason for that unless you're doing some sort of spacey intro. Anyhow, other things to really focus on here. The VO meter. Very crisp, very clear, very... very crisp, very clear, and it seems to be quite accurate. I found with the Mackie, it always sat on the low end of things when I was recording. It wasn't really showing me exactly what was going out. Other than that, this is a very simple, straightforward mixer. I can't say I'm too sad about owning it, and you will notice, like I said, the sound quality does stand up. I'm gonna be pretty impressed to record some demos with this microphone and this board together. I don't think I need to spend extra money on the 14. We'll see. Like I said, I do like doing unboxing videos. Other than that, yeah, these things are great little boards. By the way, the knobs, I think I'm starting to like them. They feel firm. They're not, when you move them, they're not loose. Obviously no crackling when you do move them, because you have to clean your pots every once in a while. Not a real problem with this kind of stuff. So, hey, fingers crossed that this actually is a board that I can live with over the next couple years, and perhaps grow with it, and maybe I'll go get the 14 in a couple years. So for right now, I think it's going to suit me just fine. Yeah. If there's anything else you guys want to hear on this, let me know. I'm looking over the board, and it's pretty straightforward with what you get. For Canadian, $539, a little over 600 bucks Canadian it cost me. And let me know if this is a board you're thinking of picking up. If you're a podcaster, this might be a little bit out of your price range, and I don't blame you. I use the board for other things, but yeah. And thanks for joining me for the unboxing of the PreSonus AR8. I'm hoping next time there's going to be less problems, although the good learning experience, exactly what you're dealing with when you're unboxing a piece of equipment and just hooking it up to your computer. Anything can happen, especially when it's driver related, or in my case, RAM related. Thanks a lot for watching, especially to the end. I appreciate that. Share this video, and remember, please like and subscribe. More videos are on the way. Very soon, in a couple days, we're going to be talking about microphones, because that seems to be a bit of a hot button topic on Facebook lately. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on Facebook.
This is Aiden Wolf.